A video game controversy about someone complaining and having something removed from a video game? Gee, it must be a day that ends in Y. God damn it! Here we go again. Get out your bingo cards, let's play the home game. If you have a spot labeled sexual objectification, go ahead and mark that off. That's today's winning pick. Son of a bitch. Why? Why does this keep happening? What the fuck is going... For those of you who have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, tell me your secret, because you must be so much happier than I am. Over in the Battle.net forums, in the Overwatch section, a person complained about a particular victory pose for a certain character. And the way that victory poses in that game work is, as it stands right now, you buy them with, I believe it's in-game currency. So this was an optional pose on top of that. So let's make sure that this is fully understood what this is that this person is complaining about. An optional thing that you have to buy with in-game currency that you would not see unless either someone else bought it or you bought it yourself. So it's very unlikely that it's going to be seen, especially since it's just for this one character. That being said, this person complained that this pose was sexually objectifying this character and that it did not fit with the character design at all, and that this was completely inappropriate, and this was a character that this person's daughter idolized, a very young daughter. That apparently is getting to play a T-rated game. Okay. But I digress. This sounded like something from the big playbook of Yeah, That Happened. But Blizzard, for whatever reason, took this to heart and said, okay, yeah, we're removing it. Not a problem. We apologize for anyone that felt uncomfortable from this. And oh, the internet went mad. I would think justifiably so. This sounded completely fake. Blizzard basically just kneeled over in a couple of hours. And people were and then they had the audacity to wonder, hey, why are you guys mad exactly? First off, a pose is not in and of itself sexual. You have to interpret it as being sexual. You are the one that makes it sexual, not the person in it. There are a couple of exceptions, of course, typically being, I don't know, naked and spread eagle. There's a good example. Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. That's sexual. Barring that, no, this pose was, oh well, her back was to the camera. She had her head tilted towards the camera, and you could see her ass. Okay. What exactly was sexual about that? You could see her ass, man! You could see her ass! Okay. You could see a butt. That's great. Where are we going with this? Butts are sexual, butts are evil, butts are sin! Ah, I see. Okay then. You're insane. Human anatomy, because people have generally regarded it as sexual, is bad. Here's a little thing for you. Anything can be sexualized. There are people who find hands sexual, feet, legs, arms, hair. That's a big one. Eyes. Let's see. Throw out a body part. There are people who sexualize it. Hell, I'm not arguing the point that, oh yeah, there are probably some people that beat off to that character in that pose. No. I completely agree with that. There are also people that are beating off to the gorilla character. Trust me on that. You don't want to know. Just because something is widely more accepted to be sexual does not mean that it is. This was just a generic pose. That's it. This was not her doing anything sexual. This was not any kind of way with a come hither face. This was just a pose that some people have now interpreted as sexual and they didn't like it. And Blizzard went, okay, yeah, we're sorry. But let me be nice for a minute here. Let me pretend that yes, Blizzard in their response to this are being 100% honest. They did not do this to pander to any particular group like our video game journalists. They did not do this to cave in to the complaints of someone that probably does not even really exist. They did this because they felt that they did not like this and they wanted to change it. This game is in beta. Changes happen. Changes are to be expected. That's not a surprise. I'm going to say this as nicely as possible. Blizzard, you're a fucking moron! The way that this was handled was probably the absolute worst that you could have done it. If they had just let the thread go on, in a day or two, people would have forgotten about this. It would have been old news. Blizzard then could have changed it in a patch, and no one would have thought anything of it. Patches happen. Things change. Parts come, parts go. That's part of a ongoing beta game. But no. Not only did you lock the thread and say, yes, we're going to remove it, we apologize for making anyone feel uncomfortable. They then went on to say all that stuff. Oh, we're not doing this because of that. We were just going to do this anyway. If that was really your intent and not some BS that you're making up on the spot, you should have just done it and let it be at that, not announce it. That was the worst thing you could have done. You've pissed off a huge amount of people. Because now, instead of this just being seen as a choice by Blizzard, this is now seen as something that is being taken away from people because someone else did not like it. And the internet really, really hates that. All this over a butt of all things. What is it with the gaming industry that let me say yes, this was sexual? Why is it that the gaming industry seems to be the only industry that can't have anything sexual in it? Movies have been doing this for decades now. Have you seen some of the 60s and 70s epic movies? Holy shit! Music. There's another one. Sexually explicit lyrics have been there for years. Books. We might as well go on centuries at this point. Television. Again, a good long time. They have a little bit stricter rules, but they can still do a lot more than we can in gaming. But for some reason, whatever it is, Anytime anything sexual ever happens in a game, holy shit, burn it down. Why? Why is this even a thing? It was a pose. And the person was complaining about a butt. That they could see a butt in a pose. The horror. The absolute madness. Shut it down. We're all dead. I think my favorite argument that I saw in that thread, by the way, go read through that thread. There are already articles popping up saying, oh, well, the majority of the thread was agreeing that this was a bad thing and that it's good that Blizzard is taking it away. Yeah, that's complete bullshit. The majority of that thread was pissed. But I think that my favorite point that I saw in that thread was a person saying that this is a pixelated character. So they had no agency of their own. So by doing this, they were a sexual object. This was not a choice by them. To which I would like to reply, you even stated yourself, it's a pixelated character. As in, shit ain't real, yo! Wake me up when people grow a brain, please. This has been Math Machine saying, I like big butts and I cannot lie. Peace out.